What is up, everyone? My name is Jet. Welcome back to the episode of Inside Lines. It is the final day before cars hit the racetrack to begin the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series season. But of course, we still have some news to talk about. Two really great news, one regarding women in NASCAR and the other regarding a new driver is entering the field for the Daytona 500. Let's first start off with our first story regarding women in NASCAR. Now, Busch has played huge roles in NASCAR since they came back to the series in 2016. Now they made a whole new announcement regarding women in NASCAR. They made an announcement this morning that says for the next 3 years, Busch will fund $10 million to every single woman in NASCAR that is above the age of 21. Now, at the moment, they will be sponsoring or at least helping out 8 women that are competing in any of NASCAR's divisions, not just the top 3 divisions. They range from Xfinity to Trucks to the ARCA Menard Series, both East and West Division, as well as the Modified Tour. Here's a look at some of the drivers. I do apologize if I butcher some of your names, but you have Amber Balcaine, Brittany Zamora, Jennifer Jo Cobb, Tony Brenninger, Melissa Fifield, Natalie Decker, and Stephanie Moyer. Now again, like I said, all these drivers, they come from any of NASCAR's divisions, not just the top 3. Now, of course, this is awesome news, incredible news for numerous of reasons. Obviously, minorities haven't had a real platform in NASCAR outside of really Danica Patrick and Bubba Wallace. We can also include Kyle Larson, since he is also a minority. He's an Asian American, but really outside of that, that's it. Just 3 drivers. And women in NASCAR haven't had really any big moments happen to them. I mean, if you really want to count, the greatest 2 things that have happened in the sport since the 70s was Janet Guthrie leading during the Daytona 500 and Danica Patrick winning the pole for the 500 back in 2013. That was it. And that was since 1970, only really 2 big moments. And I'm pretty sure there is a ton of women out there in NASCAR that have talent, that have potential, but just doesn't have the funds to be able to help launch their career. Now, it doesn't say how Busch would help these drivers if we're taking this by numbers. If you compare or you divide 10 million by the 8 drivers and split it by 3 years, each driver would get roughly around more than $400,000 per year. Now, Busch doesn't say as to how they would help their careers. I do believe it's going to be a combination of maybe helping them out with sponsorship, because there are some drivers, some of the women need help with sponsorship, maybe with commercials, who knows, or advertisements on social media, track meetups, or things like that. I don't know, but basically, or maybe purchasing advertisements on race broadcasts to spotlight their driver. I don't know, but they're going to help these drivers to help launch their career in NASCAR, which again is fantastic news. And like I said, especially I think for women, they have had a harder time reaching up through the ranks of NASCAR outside of Danica Patrick. And for example, like Johanna Long, I believe she was a driver that had a ton of potential, had a ton of talent, but just never had the funds to help launch her career. And as a result, she was out of the sport. So hopefully this will be the start of a new change, a new era in NASCAR by helping these women get platforms, get their careers set up and ready to go. Even though there are some drivers that have been already established in NASCAR, like Jennifer Jo Cobb, who has been in the Truck Series for a while now, the young drivers like Brittany Zamora and Tony Brenninger that are starting their careers, this would be a great launch to their career in NASCAR, and hopefully it's going to be better for the future. I saw some people wondering, why isn't Hailie Deegan in this? Guys, she's 19. She's 19, okay? She's legally not allowed to be in this, but I'm pretty sure if she was 21, she would be in this. Yeah, I can't believe I need to say that, but if you look at some of the comments from this post, there are actually people out there that are pissed off that Hailie Deegan is not in this. It's like, come on. She's not legally, it's like, dude, it's against the law for her to be a part of this. So you can't, like, why are you getting upset? But anyways, this is overall a great start. I'm looking forward to see how Busch can help with all 8 of their drivers and future women in the sport with their career in NASCAR. Now, of course, for our main story. Now, this has been speculated for a while now, but I purposely didn't talk about this until the announcement was made, and that is Greg Biffle, who won the Daytona July race back in 2003. He left the sport full-time in 2016, didn't run a truck race, I think, 1 or 2 years ago for Kyle Busch Motorsports, and won at Texas. Well, he is now back in the NASCAR Cup Series, and he will drive for the newly, or I guess renewed, NY Racing team. Now, if you remember, they were a part of NASCAR back in 2017-2018 with J.J. Yaley. They had that Steakhouse Elite car, the number 7. They ran a few races, then dipped. And then all of a sudden they're now back in the Cup Series with Biffle as their driver, and he will drive the number 44 Grambling State University Chevrolet. Now, first of all, I must say, I look-y kind of like that car. That black and, yellowish gold, it looks really nice. It really stands out. So I do like the car. Love that Greg Biffle's back in the Cup Series. He's been a driver that a lot of fans have been wanting to see back in more NASCAR races, especially during his time in the SRX. So it's really awesome to see Biffle get another shot at the Daytona 500. And it's also great in terms of the entry list, because there was a point in time where it looked like we may not even have a full car field for the 500. Now it looks like it'll officially be 42 cars will be competing for 40 spots in the Great American Race. So 2 cars will go home after Thursday's dual races. So let's recap. We have 36 full-time entry lists. We have 36 charters in the Cup Series at the moment with 6 open cars. And that will go from J.J. Yaley in the 55, Noah Gragson the 62, Timmy Hill the 66, Jacques Villeneuve in the 27, Greg Biffle in the 44 car with this announcement today, and of course a couple weeks ago, Kaz Grala will be driving for the Money Team Racing. So again, 42 cars fighting for 40 spots, 2 drivers will go home today. So now the duels are actually going to mean something, which will be very fun to see. Now, they have not made an announcement as of yet in terms of if this will be just a one-time thing this season, or if they're going to be doing a part-time schedule and maybe run all of these super speedway races. It is unclear what their future will be like, but NY Racing is back. They got Greg Biffle as their driver, and they will compete to attempt to qualify for the Daytona 500. And yeah, a lot of good going out for NASCAR at the moment. Of course, with the movement with Busch is doing with women, Biffle now being part of the 500, which expands the entry list and even more. And it was just announced the same day that Daytona announced that it has completely sold out of everything for the Daytona 500, including suites, the infield, as well as the already sold out grandstands. So it looks like around 130,000 to 150,000 will be on site for the Great American Race. Now, overall, it's been a really good day of news today. Usually there is something that's bad that happens. You have 2 good and 1 bad, but so far, great stuff that's going on in the world of NASCAR at the moment. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget, of course, leave a like and subscribe for more content. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below on any of the stories I talked about. But until next time, my name is Jett from MDK, and I'll see y'all next time.